王女を召され。王女を召され。
Perfect.
Cyberlip. We are now investigating the supercomputer that controls the androids. Hurry to Colony CO5, where the computer is, and wait for further orders.
Ready, go!
Reloading magazine complete. Go into the the computer room.
My name is Cyberlip. I am the supercomputer you are looking for. I am not insane. I have just been evilly reprogrammed.
Look out below. Let's roll. Mission completed. You have done a good job. There are no more obstacles in our way. The Earth is ours. Ours.
Metal Slug!
Finish him. Johnny Cage. Finish him. Kitana. Kitana. Kitana wins. Baraka wins. Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung. Friendship. Friendship? reality.